Now, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel G-Man Aviation. Now, in today's video, we are going to be checking out some new things with the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, of course. Now, I also apologize for being gone for a while, about a month since we last posted of recording this video. So, I will continue posting. I do enjoy doing this and having fun with you guys on the channel, and I love all of the support that I've gotten to do this. So, I will keep on posting. I'm not ever not going to post, but there's some busier times where some of the videos start slowing down. So in this video, we're going to be checking out some new things with the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Of course, that is Release Sim Update 1. Now, yes, after a while since we had the Flight Simulator back in November of last year, 2024, as the name, 2024, we have finally gotten a sim update, which is basically where the big update of the Flight Simulator, where, you know, new things have been changed since a while of kind of just having the game out. So, of course, this is Sim Update 1 because the Flight Simulator is not that old. We have March 6th was the release date of this upload, and the day I am recording this video is March 20th, first day of spring. Now, so I'm a little bit behind on the Sim Update, but today we're just going to be checking out all of the things that they have added here, as well as checking out some of the new things that are in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, of course, we have some of the extra stability and performance things, like crashes when the game would just crash. Obviously, we don't have to go through all that. That's not as fun. I will leave this website in the description down below for if you want to check out the release notes from Microsoft themselves. This is the Microsoft Flight Simulator website, so you can check it out here, and this has all the release notes if you want to see things that are not covered in this video. But a lot of these, again, general bug fixes if you want to actually check these things out. We'll just skip over to some of the newer things. Now, backwards compatibility things with bug fixes, of course, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, there are some planes that are starting to be able to come into the 2024 Flight Simulator, and we're going to be checking that out soon. Once we get into the Flight Simulator, I'll show you what they have updated since then. But also, down here, looking at aircraft, there is a new aircraft, and that's what's mainly going to be shown in this video today. I'll show you guys the new Cessna 185F Skywagon from the mod company of Coronado, somewhat. I probably butchered that name, but that is the name, so we'll be checking out to see what they have done to model and make this aircraft look nice. Now, they also added some more, of course, 2020 stuff here. That is stuff that we don't really see. Again, there are a few more fixes to aircraft that we won't check out today, but you can always check out if you have the Flight Simulator yourself. Any builds fixed some of the stuff with their A310, of course, so memory optimizations. It looks like any builds was getting on that a lot. And the big one is here, the A330, 300 from Any Builds. They did a lot of new changes for the FMS stuff and different things here. So if you want to check all that out, of course, just look in the description for this website, and you can just check them out yourself, as same as Airbus A400M. A bunch of these things that are getting added, just fixed, to make the Flight Simulator a little better experience for gamers and for flyers, pilots, of course, to check out and make a better experience. Now, of course, we'll just keep scrolling through here as these are more changes. You can see a lot of different planes were fixed, and pretty much almost a lot of the ones that were problematic, like some of the Dream Lifter and the Super Tanker. Sadly, these are still not better. They're not as good as they should be, really, still. Again, like I showed previously, the 747-400 Super Tanker and the 747-400 Dream Lifter, they both have some bad kind of exterior modeling that is still messed up. So that's working title simulations. I assume they will fix it eventually, but that is not in this update. Yes, they did fix a lot new things and some good things that are useful, like EFBs to the cockpit and some better types of things to make it a little more usable, but the exterior models were not fixed in this update, so they are still going to look a little weird. They will probably fix it soon, and they will hopefully make it better. So we can keep checking out more planes here. This is more just global master here, all the other stuff. More fixed aircraft a few of these are small, just little things here that are not really big updates. So again, these are the new updates for the new change logs for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And we will also show, I will leave this down in the description like I said. Let's get into the Flight Simulator and check out how this new plane and some more of the updates have changed the Flight Simulator. Let's get into it. Now here we are in the Flight Simulator. This is, of course, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Not much looks different. But if we just start with the first thing is Marketplace. Now this was added a little longer ago. I don't think this was actually in this update, but it was something that I didn't cover on our channel. So yes, the Marketplace is now available. Not as widespread as it will be one day, but this is now available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 for, of course, a lot of MSFS 2020 planes, like this stuff, the old Concorde that we could get for 2020. So a lot of these extra planes from 2020, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, are now getting added into 2024 for them to be used more. Now, I assume if you bought these planes, you'd be able to use them. I don't really know. So if you have planes, I would check that out and see if you can use them in 2024. I assume you can. That's one of the things that they are doing. One of the things for 2024 here is enhanced taxiway signs for $7. And again, more other things. So things that say MSFS 2020 are obviously from the old Flight Simulator kind of getting retrofitted to the new Flight Simulator. And some of the new stuff, of course, say 2024. Now, this is a nice addition because, of course, it is nice to have a marketplace in your Flight Simulator. So we'll keep looking through here. Of course, this is more premium upgrades. Of course, we already have the Aviator upgrade. But very nice. Before, we could only access this My Library part instead of this extra Marketplace part. So that's one of the new updates to the Flight Simulator. There are, of course, fixes to career mode and some other things to make things less buggy or slow or crash if your game crashed. Luckily, we don't really have to check those out in this video. Of course, they're just minor fixes. But what I'm going to get into today for this video is mainly the new Cessna 185 Skywagon. Now, this is a tail dragger plane, more of the kind of old types of Cessna, or not like the 152, 172s, where all of the things are screens. A little more older, a little more vintage, of course. I don't know when this plane actually came out, but it is a very nice little tail dragger plane. So we're pretty much rating the modding company who made this. Of course, this isn't a mod, it's just from Microsoft Flight Simulator. But the producing company or the game design company that made this model. So one thing off the bat that I actually really like is these changes to, like, wheels. You have a lot more options. Now, of course, we can go amphibious with some of this, with this plane. You can just have your regular wheels, but you can also change your wheels up. Now, like Tundra wheels here, this is actually pretty cool. Now, most of the Flight Simulator, we don't have this for Cessnas or other things. It's a lot of just, you get your skis, or you get your little different types of things, but you can even choose the fairings on and off. Very, very nice. Of course, we have a few little liveries in here, just if you want to change up how your plane looks. We're just going to be using the first livery today, and we're going to be getting into the Flight Simulator and checking out how this plane flies. Let's get into it. So here we are on the ground with our Cessna 185 Skywagon here in the cold and dark state. So obviously we have to take off some of these covers. Very nice engine covers here. You can even see the taxi lights here, our engine cowlings. Lovely, lovely plane. So we'll remove our chocks here. We'll also remove our pitot cover, of course. And we nicely have a baggage door modeled here, but also a external power door, which I think is kind of interesting. It's cool that we have one of these, because usually we don't have these modeled in the Flight Simulator. So that's another plus from me, that I do like that kind of realism. Now, of course, we can walk around the plane and move things manually, like you would in real life, to do your pre-flight checks. Obviously, you move your ailerons, it will move the other one. This is how you check to make sure there are no dents or damages in the aircraft that prevent it from flying normally. So we can, of course, start up the plane. We will turn on our fuel pump for the start here. And we can also just go for an engine start. We will put our mixture to full rich. and we will turn our key. You can hear those lovely metal sounds. That's one thing that I will get into this video a lot of. The sound design on this plane is actually really nice. So let's start up the engine and listen how that sounds. Now our engine starts very quickly and nicely. As you can see, we have some things loading up here and starting. So we're going to take to the skies and see how this plane flies. Let's get into it. So here we are taking off the 185 Cessna, of course. This is very nice to fly here. Of course, it is a tail dragger, one of the planes that I'm not the greatest at flying. But you can see we are already off the ground here with our flaps at 10. We are using this cool little old-style lever, of course. So when you bring up your flaps here, like that. You also have your engine cowl flaps. Very nice. And you can also lock your tail wheel if you don't want it moving around mid-flight. Now, I assume that's to just prevent it from getting turned or getting locked if you're using your rudder. So right now we would lock that, and now you can see our tail will not move no matter how much we use the rudder. Now this plane flies very nicely. Now of course I don't know how the actual Cessna 185 flies because I do not fly this plane, nor do I own this plane in real life, of course, but it feels very nice. It's definitely not too intensely easy to maneuver. It still feels like you have some of that restriction. Now one thing I really like that I mentioned earlier, which is sound design on this. You can actually hear, I'll stop talking in a second, but you can hear when I do some maneuvers like this, the sounds that you'll hear. So now you could definitely hear, even in that crash, some of the like metal sounds and the creaking sounds on the plane, which is very nice. Of course, we can just cheat ourselves back up into the air because this is the flight simulator. So that is one thing that I think these developers have really done good on this aircraft, is the sound design, and it does not feel quickly made or cheaply made. Now it is very, very interesting, very nice to have in the flight simulator. Of course, I probably won't use it that often just because I'm not a big tail dragger fan. But if it is interesting to some people, or if you have this plane in real life and you want to fly it in the flight simulator, this is now available, I believe, for all editions of the flight simulator. So Standard also gets this plane. So enjoy the plane, of course. This is actually very nicely modeled. No problems here from me. I definitely say the company that designed this has done a great job. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you learned a little more about the sim update, and I'll be doing this when bigger sim updates come out, of course, to show you what is new, mainly when new aircraft are added. Now I will leave the link down in the description, as I said. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will start posting more than I have been in the past few weeks or past month. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and have a great day.